An Ivy League prodigy turned powerful CEO becomes the unlikely suspect in a chilling assassination plot. Celebrated for his genius, his fall from grace left an industry reeling. What drives a brilliant mind to the darkest depths of crime? On December 4, 2024, the bustling streets of Midtown Manhattan were the stage of a tragic and shocking event. At approximately 6:45 a.m., Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was fatally shot outside the Hilton Hotel. The attack was swift and merciless, a masked gunman lying in wait, striking with precision and disappearing into the urban expanse on an electric city bike. The boldness of the crime, combined with its deliberate nature, made one thing clear. This was not a random act of violence, but who would want to kill Brian Thompson, and what could drive someone to such a chilling act? Thompson was no ordinary executive. As the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, one of the largest health insurance companies in the United States, he was a prominent figure in a controversial industry. While his work undoubtedly impacted millions of lives, it also placed him at the epicenter of public criticism directed at the healthcare system. Yet even in the face of such scrutiny, few would have predicted the devastating events that unfolded that morning. Surveillance footage revealed key details about the crime. The shooter had been waiting outside the hotel, calm and composed, clearly anticipating Thompson's arrival. As Thompson approached the hotel, the assailant closed in, firing 3 shots into his chest. The entire encounter lasted mere seconds, leaving no time for intervention. Emergency responders rushed Thompson to Roosevelt Hospital, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead, his death sparking outrage, grief, and a flood of questions. At the crime scene, investigators discovered a sinister clue that hinted at the motive behind the attack. The 3 shell casings left behind were engraved with the words "Deny, Defend, and Depose." These inscriptions were no random choice. They referenced a long-standing criticism of the health insurance industry, accusing it of using strategies to deny claims, delay payouts, and defend its profits at the expense of consumers. This chilling detail suggested the murder wasn't just personal, it was ideological. For 5 days, the identity of the killer remained a mystery. Police scoured the city for leads, analyzing hours of footage and questioning witnesses. The pressure to solve the case mounted as media coverage intensified. Then, on December 9, the breakthrough came. In a small McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, an employee noticed a man acting strangely. He was carrying a fake ID and behaving nervously, prompting the employee to call the police. That man was Luigi Mangione. Mangione's arrest stunned everyone who knew him. At 26 years old, he was the very picture of promise and potential. Born into an affluent family in Maryland, he had excelled academically from a young age. He attended the prestigious Gilman School in Baltimore, graduating as valedictorian. Before earning both bachelor's and master's degrees in engineering and computer science from the University of Pennsylvania. His accomplishments extended beyond the classroom, as he also worked as a teaching assistant for an elite artificial intelligence program at Stanford University. Mangione was the epitome of a rising star, intelligent, driven, and successful. How then did his path lead him to this moment? The evidence against Mangione was damning. In his possession, police found the gun allegedly used in the crime, equipped with a silencer. A fake New Jersey ID under the name Mark Rosario was also recovered, along with a manifesto, 3 handwritten pages of searing criticism directed at the healthcare industry. The manifesto, described by investigators as a scathing indictment of corporate greed, contained phrases that mirrored the message engraved on the shell casings. One particularly chilling line read, "These parasites had it coming." This document provided the first glimpse into Mangione's possible motives. As investigators dug deeper into Mangione's background, they uncovered a complex and troubling portrait of a man whose life had veered off course. After graduating from Penn in 2020, Mangione worked as a data engineer for TrueCar Inc., a tech company specializing in automotive retail. By 2023, however, his employment ended and he began living a transient life. Reports placed him in cities across the country, from San Francisco to Hawaii, with no fixed address. Friends and acquaintances described him as brilliant but increasingly withdrawn. In the months leading up to the shooting, he had distanced himself from his family and social circle, leaving many worried about his well-being. Adding to the mystery were Mangione's apparent grievances with the healthcare system. Investigators learned that he had undergone back surgery and may have encountered difficulties with insurance claims. While there is no direct evidence linking his medical experiences to the crime, His manifesto and social media activity suggest deep-seated frustration. On Goodreads, Mangione had reviewed books critical of the healthcare industry, including Crooked, Outwitting the Back Pain Industry. This book examines how the medical and insurance systems often fail patients with chronic pain, a theme that may have resonated with Mangione's personal experiences. Another layer of complexity emerged when investigators discovered Mangione's intellectual admiration for radical critiques of modern society. On his Goodreads account, he had reviewed Industrial Society and its failure, the manifesto written by Theodore Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber. While Mangione condemned Kaczynski's violent methods, he described the manifesto as the work of an extreme political revolutionary. This nuanced perspective revealed a man grappling with dissatisfaction and disillusionment, exploring ideas that questioned the very foundations of modern institutions. Did these ideological learnings push him towards violence? Mangione's social isolation in the months before the crime may have also played a critical role. Friends and former colleagues recalled that he had become increasingly reclusive, cutting off contact with those closest to him. An October post on social media from someone who appeared to know Mangione read, "Are you okay? No one has heard from you in months." This pattern of withdrawal, combined with his transient lifestyle, painted a picture of a man grappling with profound personal struggles. Compounding this narrative was Mangione's privileged upbringing. His family, prominent in Baltimore, was well known for their business ventures in real estate and country clubs. His cousin Nino Mangione is a Republican state lawmaker who expressed shock and devastation over the allegations. This stark contrast between his privileged background and his alleged actions fueled speculation about the pressure Mangione may have faced. How could someone with so many advantages fall into such despair and disillusionment? Mangione's dissent also raises questions about the role of societal expectations placed on high-achieving individuals. Success at elite institutions often comes with immense pressure to maintain a trajectory of excellence, both professionally and personally. For some, the fear of failure or inability to meet these expectations can lead to a sense of alienation and self-doubt. Did Mangione feel disillusioned because he struggled to match who he was expected to be with the reality of his life? As investigators and psychologists analyze his actions, this tension between privilege and pressure may hold key insights into his motivations. Moreover, Mangione's case forces a close look at how society addresses mental health in individuals who might otherwise be seen as successful. His story is a sobering reminder that brilliance and achievement are not antidotes to emotional turmoil or ideological radicalization. How many gifted and driven people like Mangione are quietly struggling and overlooked until it's too late? These are questions that society must confront as it seeks to understand the factors that led to this tragedy, with the hope of preventing similar occurrences in the future. For Brian Thompson's family, friends, and colleagues, the tragedy is immeasurable. Thompson was more than a CEO. He was a husband, father, and leader whose work influenced millions. His death leaves a void not only in UnitedHealthcare but also in the broader healthcare industry. Yet, as heartbreaking as the loss is, it also raises uncomfortable questions. Could the anger Mangione harbored have been mitigated if systematic grievances in the healthcare industry were addressed? Was this a case of one man's spiral into extremism, or does it reflect deeper societal issues? The case against Luigi Mangione also forces us to confront the complex interplay of mental health, ideology, and personal experiences. His manifesto and the engraved shell casings point to a man who saw himself as part of a broader battle against corporate greed. But beyond ideology, Mangione's story is also one of isolation, alienation, and unresolved pain. How can society better recognize and address the signs of someone on the brink? As the legal process unfolds, Mangione's motives, mental state, and personal history will be closely examined. For some, his actions will be seen as a horrifying betrayal of his potential. A man who could have contributed so much instead of becoming the architect of tragedy. For others, his story is a grim reminder of the consequences of unaddressed grievances and the weight of societal pressures. What do you think drove Luigi Mangione to such an extreme act? Was it personal pain, ideological rage, or a mix of both? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If this story gripped you, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated on more stories like this one.